start it. All right.
I was like,
Leave it in. Leave it
All right. Here we go. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to another episode of NAISB. We have got a phenomenal episode for y'all today. A huge weekend of NAI softball. A lot of top 10, like I said, the top 11, top 15. Awesome matchups. Had a perfect game mixed in. It got Mimi on. Mimi, fresh back from California. Mimi got a little tan, getting a little bit more of the
actually
sun
did.
rays.
I did. It'll be gone in a week because of the Midwest weather, but I'll take what I can get for now. So
Heard that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to look at some midweek games. Apologies if it looks a little different this go around. I'm recording on my phone. Long story on that end, but doing a little different on the YouTube episode. Speaking of YouTube, y'all just keep subscribing. Numbers keep going up. We appreciate that for real. So continue to do so if you have not. Also, if you enjoy us, 5 stars on iPodcast, Spotify. Takes 30 seconds. 5 stars there. Subscribe on the YouTube, and you've got our hearts. That's all we need. Tell you what, we got to start in the great state of Oklahoma this week. Mimi and Carly. Oklahoma City takes 3 of 4 from USAO. I think my biggest takeaway from this, it lived up to the hype and what I said a couple weeks ago. Oklahoma City, if I'm putting money on any team to win the World Series, I stand on right now the number 5 stars. It's going to be real interesting. We've got the second polls coming out this week. We'll see how those are going to shake up. I think obviously Olu will be one. We'll see everything else. But let's take it through it. All 4 games started out with USAO jumping out to a 1-0 lead in the series. This is just another part of the chapter book and what's going to continue on between Shelby Cornelson and Sophie Williams. They were both shut out. First trip through the lineups. Maybe you could a little bit of nerves. You could tell a little bit. This was actually the only game I did not fully watch. I had to go back and watch because I was working while this game was on. The rest of them got to watch. Awesome job, USAO. Always great job with the stream there. But Cornelson and Williams, another lights out performance in this rivalry. The middle of the Drovers lineups would get it started in the 4th inning. Leanne Eaton had a solo shot, then a single, a walk, a couple stolen bases, followed by a Tegan Graham and Jordan Ramsey RBI base knocks to make it 3-0. But it would be the Stars tying it up late in the game in the 6th. Took them a couple times to get back used to seeing Sophie and what all she had. But after seeing her a couple times through the lineup, they drew up a walk from Caitlin Jones, Bailey Lux, who Bailey Lux. You know what? There's a question going to come up later. Little teaser here. So for Oklahoma City fans, keep listening. There's going to be a question. Mimi ask later. Bailey Lux is going to be my answer too. I'll just say that. She had the double, and then Emerson Heron, who continues to do it on both sides, pitching and hitting. She has a shot to center field to tie it up. However, right, these are 2 heavyweights. Just 2 heavyweights going at it. USAO counter punch right back with Sierra Selfridge with the leading off the 6th with the double, and then Jordan Ramsey, the 2-out RBI single, would make it 4-3. Then Raleigh Radesi would tie it up with a single in the 7th. I mean, back and forth after real close, real tight. Other than that 4th inning, we get some good offense back and forth. This game was absolute cinema. This was phenomenal. And then 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, Goucher, Selfridge, Shaylin, Grace, my apologies, 3 straight singles, Grace scoring Jaden to win it. They took game 1, walk off. But like I said, it was counter punches being thrown. Game 2, Emerson Heron. Look, Carly, Mimi, she's early on in this rivalry, but she's already starting to make some waves on. Just mentioned the home run, a complete game, 4 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks at the first time facing USAO. We know they have a pretty disciplined lineup. They jumped out pretty early. They didn't let USAO have back-to-back games of jumping jumping in front, having to play catch up. Redacy had a double, then with 2 outs, Garvey and Emerson again, back-to-back RBI singles. Garvey added another in the 5th. McCoy made it 4-0 in the 6th, and that was pretty much all they wrote. They would break it up, break up the shutout, making it 4-1. But in day 2, Carly, I'll take a break here, just kind of digest those two. But what a way to get it started on Friday with them splitting off rip.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything and more that we wanted out of these 2 games. I personally didn't get to watch. I wish I could have. But yeah, it made Saturday all the more exciting, just seeing who's going to come out, throw the most punches, and take this, not the sweeper, but take the last 2.
Yeah, and then of course rain came in Saturday. That sucked, but it was kind of nice. It was like nice. Now Sunday I get to do nothing but watch a little bit of March Madness, watch some conference tournament, conference championship games. By the way, real quick, some NAIA love on March Madness, as y'all all know that's going on. Former NAIA men's basketball player of the year Riley Minnick's got a big shout out. Morehead State, he was Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year. Just want to shout out some NAIA love. They're taking on Illinois, 3 seed versus 14 seed. I got the upset. I'm taking Morehead State. But anyways, back to the action. Let's Carly, talk to us about Sunday, because stars shined on Sunday.
Yep. We got a Williams and Cornelson part 2, another classic. Shelby goes the complete game, 6 Ks, 3 hits, only 2 earned runs. Said her name before, Cameron Garvey, big knock, 2-run shot in the 1st to get things going. Malia McCurdy tied it up in the 3rd, though. She had a 2 RBI knock. Lowe and Heron back-to-back doubles in the 7th to win it 4-2. I mean,
yeah, Bailey Lux, but yeah, I know that one got me too. The LOUX, but I think it's Lux. It's Lux.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, this one was a lot like game 1. I mean, heavyweights fighting it out. This rivalry is awesome, man. I mean, it truly is. There's some great ones, and we're about to talk about some more great in-state rivalries. But it's like this one. I don't know if there's like a specific name for it, but USAO Oklahoma City. This is phenomenal. But game 4, all stars. I mean, plain simple. Emerson, she gave up 8 hits, so 2 runs were unearned. But man, you could kind of tell from USAO a little bit in that game 4. It was like, man, just you lost that one the way you did. Felt like, you battled back, you got the momentum back, but then late in the 7th, the 2 doubles to make it 4-2, tough. And then they had Oklahoma City when they had the momentum, and Emerson again. I mean, 2 great pitching performances, really, and shutting out, or not shutting out, but having 0 earned runs against USAO. And then for the bats, Caitlin Jones 4 for 5, 3 RBIs, and then Tara Horner 2 for 3, 5 RBIs, a double and a home run. Yeah, that'll play.
All right, so this leads me to a question for both of you. So last week you both said that Sophie Williams was your player of the year. Do you still stand by that? And if not, who do you pick at this point in time?
Carly, you want to go first?
I suppose I can sit on the hot seat. Yes and no. I think it's really hard to continue to put up the numbers that she has against such a talented OCU team. But I think if not, there's someone that we've been talking about all year long, and that's Cassie Valdez.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Between them, it'd be neck and neck, but I don't think this past weekend really knocked Sophie Williams down that much, if at all.
It is tough because we've talked a good bit about it. There's so many pitchers that are going to put up unbelievable numbers this year. Here's my thing. I don't think Sophie's numbers are going to get worse, if that makes, like, I think what happened this weekend, and like, she didn't pitch bad. like either game. It wasn't like she was getting hit around the park.
Well, look at the lineup she's facing too. She's not going to
Yeah.
continue to
Yeah.
face the lineup
Yeah.
like
Like
that.
what?
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I'm saying. Like that is the toughest lineup she's going to face until postseason time, and at that point, that's that is what it is. But still, even in postseason time, I don't know if she'll face a tougher lineup. Period. I got a question. I got a question right back. Is this the best lineup in NAIA softball right now? About at this midway-ish point of the year?
I mean, it's looking like it in my eyes.
It might be.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're going to talk about some pretty good lineups coming up. But no, that one is definitely up there. Okay. Anything else on Oklahoma City USAO before we move on?
I'm good.
Oregon Tech versus Southern Oregon. Look, Owls, there is no doubt they wanted some revenge for what happened in Columbus last year, obviously. We can talk a little bit about, because we all know what happened last year in this rivalry. But for now, we have got to throw a lot of love, a lot of flowers to the Oregon Tech Owls. Carly, amazing games. Four really all amazing games. Starting off, Oregon Tech beats Southern Oregon 4-2. Lexi Colum had a huge weekend. Got it started making with a 2-run shot in the third and make it a 2-1 ball game. Hannah Clavell for Southern Oregon immediately tied it back up with a solo shot. And we're gonna say this name a lot. Kayla Mick. She had a pretty good weekend. Started off in game one with a double. She also scored on an error to make it 3-2 and 4-2. Those were the first couple of her 10 hits and part of a 10-for-11 weekend. Carly, Mimi, have y'all ever had a weekend like that, much less in a series of this magnitude?
No.
I dreamt about it.
Yeah.
Kayla Mick, great at making TikToks and great at hitting softballs. But Casey Schmidt did a phenomenal job not letting Southern Oregon hit her. And she attacked the strike zone very well. 7 innings, gave up the 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, 0 walks. Very impressive against that stout Raider lineup. And then in game 2, this one was pretty much just about like almost identical, really, to the USAO and Oklahoma City game 1. This time, Kayla Mick goes 4 for 4. She hits for the cycle, a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first, and then Lexi Colum hit another home run, her second one of the series of the day, to make it 4-1. But y'all know Southern Oregon, they're not going to go down easy. Haley Seba, 2-run shot, made it 4-3 to get them within 1. They would continue on a big 4th inning, scoring a couple more to make it 5-4. But then JC Sievert, the Owls catcher, RBI triple to tie it up in the 5th. And bottom of the 7th, Klum and Mick, that duo, phenomenal. Of course, they're the ones that end it. Klum, Mick on a sac fly. Incredible start. And then on Saturday, Carly, the Owls just kept on flying. Again, Kayla Mick once again continues insane weekend, 2 for 2. But to tell us a little bit about the next games on Saturday, where they won 2 more really phenomenal ball games.
Yeah. Game 3 goes to the Owls again, 3-0. Like you said, Kayla Mick. Insane weekend, 2 for 2. Started things off in the bottom of the first with a sac fly. Milbourne gets things going again in the 4th. She gets an RBI double, scoring Kayla Mick. She'd come in and score later, a few plays on a fielder's choice. And Casey Schmidt, again, has a really good game against the talented Southern Oregon. She gets the complete game, allowing just 3 hits and 1 walk. Game 4, a little bit closer, a little less action offensively, 2-1. Oregon Tech struck first in the bottom of the 3rd off a Nita Cook triple. Milbourne kept things going in the bottom of the 4th, had a solo shot of her own to left field. Kayla Mick, once again, 2 for 2. And Mackenzie Staub and Allie Parker combined for the win. They allowed just 6 hits, 1 earned run, and they had a combined 5 strikeouts.
That's insane. I mean, this is great showing from Oregon Tech, from Southern Oregon. How can you really be that worried about it? I mean, you were right there with them. This series almost identical, funny enough, to the baseball series. I just had it with Weber and Southeastern. It was like, okay, Southeastern won all 4 games, but it's like right there. There's great pitching. This was great softball, but early in the year, obviously, but phenomenal for Oregon Tech, who you knew with them losing so many close games early on, like against Jessup, against Hope International, you could feel that they needed a weekend like this, and they got it.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to fit that one last piece into the puzzle, and they turned it, and here they are.
Well, your shortstop going 10 for 11 and hitting for the cycle in one game, and your
That was the
pitcher
puzzle.
shutting down. Yeah, it helps.
All right, so a question for both of you again. After going everything we just did, so does what happened last year between these two teams, Oregon Tech sweeping Southern Oregon prior to Columbus, Southern Oregon beating them twice in the World Series, does it impact how you view this series and which way it went?
I hate to be on the fence, but yes and no. Yes, in the fact because it happened last year, right? Like what happened last year. Honestly, it kind of shifted how I think about. Sorry, move this. It kind of shifted how I think about regular season series in general. When it comes to teams, that ultimate goal, and sure, everybody's goal is to be there and win the World Series. But with Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon, you know that's a high possibility for both programs. But at the same time, it answered a big question for Oregon Tech. It's like, all right, can that pitching show up against those lineups? Absolutely, it can. We just saw it. You know, I think for Southern Oregon, there is definitely a factor of, oh, we know what happened last year, so that's fine. We'll catch them again in either Columbus. Our goal is still just get to Columbus, whatever it is. But there's still definitely going to be a salty taste in your mouth, and you're going to leave it being like, dang, again in the regular season they got us. But it is different, and as far, but to say no, it's not the same teams. Now, similar, a lot of the same players, but there's no Riley Donovan, Kayla Williams, Deja Coach, so. So there is that aspect of it where, like, okay, this is a new group of girls that would now have to go do it. We've talked about Oregon Tech, how much they returned, why we all at the beginning of the year thought they'd be one of the last teams standing. I think we still do across the board, but yeah, a little bit, but it's kind of like, let's just. I try not to think that much into it. I kind of just feel like, all right, here are the games. This is what happened. It's great for Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon. Don't worry about it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of hit it on the head where, I mean, you look at the scores of these games, it's not like they were ever down for the count or like blown out.
Right. Well, let's stay on the West Coast. Gsac. Wow. I'll tell you, this conference, again, this is going to be cinema. This is going to be a great conference this year. We've been saying it. We've now added in a wrinkle we saw coming. This isn't a surprise, I think, but Vanguard. Look, we all know what happened with them last year. Below 500 team, 5 seed in the conference tournament, win the conference tournament, go to Ashland, take one from Southern Oregon before their season ended, and now this year this is a team that's probably going to win somewhere around 40 ball games at least. They pick up huge wins, and now they're sitting atop of the Gsac. Of course, the way Gsac plays, they're going to play these teams again, but now another 2 more big wins, 3 more because they split with Menlo on Friday, which shows this conference anybody can beat anybody really. But they take 2 from Jessup. Game 1, 7-5. Jessup started hot. Ybarra RBI double had a home run as well, make it 3-0. Look, we know the Warrior lineup; it can get going. They just is what it is. But Vanguard, they took advantage of in the fourth inning when they dropped a 5-spot. Mara Farley reached on fielder's choice, followed by a Cameron Walker home run who had a huge weekend. That tied it at 3, and then Jessup just let mistakes mount. Y'all know how that is. Both shortstops, y'all know how it can be. Boot one, and next thing you know, a 2-spot turned to a 3-spot to a 5-spot real quick. And that's what happened. Mia Hernandez, a great pinch hit, did her job off the bench. 2 RBI single, and then another error made it 6-3. Walker homered again in the 6th to solidify the win. But Carly, game 2, this one was right up there with like the other 2, the Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon, and USAO Oklahoma City games. Phenomenal, a beautiful game, 3-2.
Yeah. I mean, Jessup got things going early again this game too. Back-to-back jacks from Giles and Lorhe?
Lorge, yeah. Lorge, yeah. Sam
Okay.
Lorge.
Okay. But the Lions answered right back with an Adriana Portillo RBI single in the bottom of the 1st. Marisa Garolo tied it in the 6th. And Carly Rose RBI sac fly would be what gives Vanguard, God dang, Vanguard the lead in the 6th. Maria Pazzi came in. She threw a 5-inning shutout. Brianna Williams gets her 4th save.
We got to stop the late night recordings. Our brains get fried.
I am stumbling over my words over here.
We're good. We're going to talk about a little bit more about this team here in a minute with Mimi, but Hope International against Jessup. So we'll go back to Jessup. Well, real quick, I just want to say again, Vanguard emerging as maybe the team to beat in this conference. Maybe.
It's toss-up.
Nice fold. It's a nice fold. I don't know if maybe I'd go that far, because it's so they took 2 from them. They took 2 from them, but wasn't an all around terrible weekend for Jessup. They got 2 high quality wins against Hope International, who they kind of continued to stumble. Game 1, great game, 5-3. Sarah Giles 2 RBI double in the 3rd. Let's run the Sarah Giles stats. Why not? She's batting .574, 10 home runs, 10 doubles, 37 RBIs. Maybe the most impressive thing: 14 walks, 4 strikeouts.
That's what is crazy to me. Only 4 strikeouts. That's why. Because that many at bats, that many hits. Like, I mean, when I played, my numbers were high, but my strikeout number was pretty high too.
I was just gonna say, I think every year I led the team in strikeouts.
Yeah.
Like every year.
Yeah. But yeah, that's impressive.
But hey, I can't talk. See, it's something I kind of realized. I made the joke to a coach or 2 so far, but my sport was simple, and I like that. I'm a simple guy. It was simple. That everything about like baseball and everything, and you tell me I smoke it 380 dead center and nothing. That's just an out. I like the football. I like kicking. It was real simple. I saw the ball. I caught the ball. I dropped the ball. I kicked the ball. If I kicked the ball good, ball went far. If I didn't kick the ball good, didn't go far. Real simple fixes. I couldn't do this whole the mental gymnastics of this. However, Sarah Giles, she's got it figured out. I never got it. I don't think I've ever had anything figured out better than what Sarah Giles is doing in the right-hand batter's box right now. And again, one question I was ready for, prepared for, is this one. I was like, I gotta think about it. Her name's about to come back up. Anyways, we'll finish this up. Maddie Ibarra, 3-run home run in the 5th. She's not having a bad year either. 301, 6 home runs, 20 RBIs. Game 2, thrashed. I mean, just 9-0, 5 innings. See ya. Giles, 2 for 2, 3-run home run. Neva Adams, 3 for 3. Triple, 3 RBIs. Tara Goetz had the 2-hit shutout. By the way, we talked about some crazy numbers for Sarah hitting. How about some crazy stolen base numbers? No, Jessup is definitely going to be a team that's going to be top 3, top 5 at least in stealing bases, and they're going to be again led by Madison Leffel. I know we talked a little bit about her last episode, but Madison's now 31 for 33 on swiping backs.
Jeez.
Insane.
Crazy. All right, Mimi.
Yeah. All right. So Sarah Giles is undoubtedly the odds-on favorite to win NAIA Player of the Year. Who could you see taking that title from her, if anyone?
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you go ahead. Do you have one?
I don't. I'm really on the Sarah Giles train. Now, would I be surprised if who you're about to mention got it? No. I mean, there's a handful of players everywhere that could do it. I'm
Sure.
really high on Sarah Giles right now.
Hey, I'm with you.
I'm not dissing on. There's a lot of good players out there.
I understand. I completely get you. Don't get me wrong. She is my pick now. I would be pretty surprised if at any point that changes. But y'all know how hitting is. You can go on slumps. You never know what's going to happen. And I think the hitter that's honestly not that far behind her in numbers. Like we're talking about like one big weekend and one bad weekend away from being right there is Bailey Lux from Oklahoma City. What she's doing this year, we talked about her emergence after kind of a sabbatical, really from playing NAIA softball. Still there in Oklahoma City. Don't get me wrong there, but like coming back into the picture. I mean, she's batting .520, 6 long balls. I think like 10 doubles, 33 RBIs. Yeah, 10 doubles, 33 RBIs. I mean, she's about to reach the mark in 23 games for Oklahoma City. Like, look, sure, Sarah right now, there is zero debate right now. I mean, she's got 10 and 10. And yeah, for sure. But like I said, never knows. I think Kayla Mick is certainly someone else to talk about at this point. She's definitely going to be a contender for NAIA and NAISB hitter of the week this week, but she's well over the 500 mark as well. I don't know if she's going to have the home run numbers that Sarah is going to put. I don't know if anybody's going to have. I mean, she may hit 20.
She's leading right now, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the only one with 10. I don't have the NAIA website pulled up right here, and I'm recording on my phone. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure she is leading with 10 because the next one's 9 with a girl on my team.
All right, that's a good segue. Let's talk about it. Avila Eagles, nice little trip. No conference play. Sorry to get up. Mimi, talk to us about Avila.
Yeah, no, definitely surprising a lot of people. I think we're making a lot of noise, and I'm not going to get ahead of myself, and I'm not going to, obviously I can't say certain things, but people just need to, they're playing their ace game against us right now. Last year we got taken lightly, which I think helped us get more wins than we should have got. But this year we have a target on our back. But I think we're like taking it as we should, and we're doing everything we can, making the right calls. We're really deep, and I think that helps us a lot. I mean, we got 29 girls. So when one's not on, we throw one in and she's on. You know what I'm saying? So that helps us a lot.
Yeah, talk to us about the California trip. We talked about it.
Yeah. First of all, it was awesome. The weather, California weather, the house we stayed in, beautiful, 4 stories on the beach. Anyway, it was a little vacation. It was spring break, so we kind of enjoyed it. But we started off, swept Westcliff, which I was very surprised that we did that because, they're a great program as well. And then got the first win against Hope International, which I praise our team because that's just incredible just to say you beat them once, and then going into extra innings the second game. Yeah, we lost, but I can see the fight in my girls and I'm proud of them. Vanguard, tough first game. But I think all around they're just a better quality team. And they beat us in 9 innings, 1-0 on a home run. So not crazy. And then, like earlier we mentioned, the second game, things just happen.
Yeah.
It's not as
sure.
Once you give your all in that first game, you come up short. It's really hard to get that momentum, to bat going in the second game. But I mean, overall, coming back 4-4 against the teams that we played, I thought was very sufficient for us. So,
talk to me a little bit about Vanguard, because we've obviously talked a ton about we've had Hope on, we've talked about Hope, we've had Jessup on, we've talked about Jessup, but Vanguard, you saw them. They were the team that took two from y'all. I guess just start with the lineup.
Yeah, they're top to bottom. I mean, it didn't matter. Their on base percentage has got to be up there because they either walking because they got a good eye, like they're not swinging at junk, they're hitting doubles, they're hitting home runs, like they're pretty hard there. And then I don't know the girl's name, but their number one pitcher, I think she's phenomenal. Not only does she have speed, maybe not as fast as Ali Puente, but I think she's got more movement because she goes up, down, left, right, and it was just my girls couldn't do it. No, I mean, we got no runs, but yeah, shout out to her because she threw my girls off for a whirl. So, but like I said, great coach. The coaching aspect of it, I mean, she made some great calls, I thought, and I was like, wow, like I actually learned from her on a couple things. So overall, great ball program, and they're going to go far this year for sure.
Yeah, they're fun. The Gsac is going to be the most entertaining conference this year. I think the Crossroads is going to say something. The Cascades obviously going to do its own thing. There's storylines everywhere. We haven't even the heart. We're kind of just keeping on ice really because they're finally about to get going this weekend. We got a Heart of America team we're going to talk about. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna have a friends moment later on this episode, but I got a team I'm really ready to talk about. We'll wait for that. Anything else though? Mimi, about
yeah,
West?
No, just a great trip overall. Definitely going to help us move forward. And like I said, the competition we faced was awesome, and I love playing good teams. So,
yeah. Mentioned Cascade. Just one thing I wanted to put in note because it's a team we haven't really talked a lot about. We're not going to go too much into it, but College of Idaho has started to find their legs a little bit more. They stay in the top 25. They're 8-0 in Cascade play after sweeping Bushnell and Corbin. Not bad teams at all. And going obviously there's tougher teams, but they're starting to find their legs. Go ahead and write this one down for a game we're going to talk more about in the weekend preview. They played the British Columbia Thunderbirds, and I am very excited for that matchup because I think it's going to show. Let me rephrase. I think we're going to either see College of Idaho. Now they could split, and it'll be is what it is. But I think with that series, we're going to get a pretty good point of like. College of Idaho, are they moving? Are they continue to move in that right direction? If they take 3, if they sweep, even if they take 2 from British Columbia, I think it's like, all right, they're good. College of Idaho, especially if they take 3 or 4 from British Columbia, I think the Yotes, it's safe to say, hey, they had a slow start. They're figuring it out. Obviously, when you have the pitching turnover that they had a lot there, which we all know. However, if this is the other way around, and if British Columbia then takes 3, or especially if they sweep College of Idaho, well, let me just put a pin in this. We're going to talk more about it later. I think it's something important because of what British Columbia did this weekend, which was split with number 14 Eastern Oregon. Honestly, this series produced about as good a games as any of the other ones that we've talked about. One blowout in there, but in game 1 of the series, complete game for Hoskins. I mean, look, that's got to be a name that comes into pitcher of the year talk. It's at some point, and you're not going to get far down the list. She's definitely. She honestly. Maybe Hoskins would be that name I would say over Sophie. Maybe to answer your question, I could see that, especially with some of the bats or some of the lineups she gets to face. If she does what she does, Hoskins for sure. By a complete game, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, only gave up 3 hits. Durham had the 2 RBI single in the 4th. Game 2, cut and dry of the series. Eastern Oregon 9-1. I mean, dominant, done. However, so after that, it's like, all right, that one really hadn't popped on my radar, really, because it's like, okay, 2-0, 9-1, Eastern Oregon over British Columbia. Cool. Here's where things got interesting. Games 3 and 4 of the series, Shea Seaver, complete game, complete game, only gave up 1 run in the 4-1 win, had 5 strikeouts. Hoskins pitched in this game, did very well, 4 innings pitched, 8 Ks, 2 hits. But then new pitcher came in, Kennedy Ainge, and Avery, most of RBI knocks to win the game 4-1. And then an instant Cascade Classic 6-5, a couple of 6-5, really good 6-5 games up there in the Pacific Northwest. Gabby Dorval went 3 for 4, 3 RBIs with the game-winning single in the 7th. Madison Olson for Eastern Oregon had RBI knock mixing there as well. But yeah, 6-5. They split with Eastern Oregon. 2 quality wins for them. This team we'll talk more about, but hey, good Lord, if there's now a 5th team really in this conference that's about to be competing, yeah, we can talk about Gsac and Crossroads all we want. And look, the preseason was a preseason. We know what happened there, but God, is there a chance this team's going to get 5 teams in the top 25 at some point this year, or is it going to be too much where y'all think maybe like look, there's going to be cannibalization, like where if British Columbia does go and take 3 or 4 from College of Idaho, it's going to be like, all right, you can come in British Columbia, but Yotes are out. I think that's definitely something we talk about. But here's a scenario for you. What happens in British Columbia? They split with Idaho. Idaho keeps winning, and then maybe College of Idaho picks off Oregon Tech here. British Columbia picks off 1. I think there is definitely a path for the Cascade to have 5 teams in the top 25 this year.
Yeah,
They're definitely
crazy. You mentioned Cassie Valdez earlier, Carly.
I did.
She did some pretty cool stuff.
For good reason, yeah. Pitched a perfect game against Southwest in the first game of their doubleheader back on March 14th. She struck out 13 of the 15 that she faced. And not even that, she broke the Olu record in shutouts. Now she's sitting at 18. Yeah, crazy. This is what I love about like getting to do this, is going through and seeing everyone's stats that they put up and just being absolutely like amazed. But anyway, staying on the Cassie Valdez train, against Doane, she pitched a 5-inning run rule, struck out 10, allowed just 1 hit. She's 4th in the nation with 126 strikeouts. She's 11-0 on the season, and her ERA is 0.61.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, you had a good answer. Your answer to Sophie was good. These are valid. These are some valid numbers. That's great. She broke the Olu record in a year and a half for shutouts.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Very talented, and not even is she just talented in the circle. Girl can hit,
and she can play third base, because when we played against her, you rolled her right at third base and make some crazy plays over there. So
dude,
really,
she's a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
she could. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that could be an answer to Sarah Giles right there as well.
I was just thinking that too.
I was low-key thinking
about
that.
Pitcher, or are we talking about player? Because she could do either or, I feel like.
Yeah, Carly, could you? We'll worry about her full stats later. I know we'll have those pulled up, or you just had them for pitching, but for hitting stat.
Yeah,
hitting
I just had
the
pitching. Yeah, I didn't have the hitting. I just know that I'm pretty sure she leads their team in RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. They're pretty good. Okay, I got a question for you, Mimi.
Okay.
2 years ago, you right after you got done playing for Weber, if I came up to you and I said, "Hey, St. Thomas took 2 or 3 from Southeastern and Lakeland," and I'm not like really surprised, like it's not like, "Oh my God, what just happened?" On a scale of 1 to 10, how shocked would you be?
Definitely 1,000 because my jaw would drop to the floor because especially in Lakeland,
Yeah.
man, that's something to talk about right there.
Yeah, those games can get rowdy too. If they get some people out there, they can get rowdy. They're in Lakeland, but yeah, they took 2 or 3, and I'm not surprised to be honest. Like I said it last episode. This is going to be one of two things. We're either going to find out St. Thomas has a really inflated record and it is what it is, or we're going to find out this team's legit. I still think Southeastern's a good team. I don't know if they're still going to be receiving votes. They picked up 2 good wins today against St. Ambrose, but I don't know if they're going to still be receiving votes. This team should. St. Thomas Bobcats should absolutely, if not, be knocking on that. Like, I just don't know if there's going to be anybody dropping out of the top 25 really to make room for somebody in the top 25. And if there is, it's the Madonna Crusaders that are going to be in the top 25. I would think. I don't know. I would think. Check out Wednesday's episode. Madonna Crusaders on the pod, little teaser, great one, great, Alicia, Mason, and Coach Ron. That's going to be awesome. Wednesday on the YouTube, little plug right there. But anyways, back to it. Sun Conference talk, Mimi. St. Thomas, game 1, Bobcats 4-2. Got things rolling in the first inning with the Anna Toon. This could be a name for player of the year. She's going to her and Bryce Peacock are about to have a phenomenal battle down here in the Sun Conference for player of the year. It's going to, I mean, 2 of the best two-way players in NAIA softball in the Sun Conference. Y'all know I'm loving that. But Toon had the RBI single. Gabriella Gilbert, had another one, an error. A rare Southeastern error, that if it's Coach Watkins' team, that team's going to be playing some great defense and stealing a lot of bases. Unfortunately, they did cough one up. Bobcats added their lead in the 4th inning with a solo shot from Destiny Falquez. And look, Anna Tuna in the circle, a great game. 6 strikeouts, allowed just 2 earned runs. Looking at her stats to back up what I was saying earlier, 2.01 ERA while also hitting .411. Next day, Mimi, game 2 game 1, game 2 of the series. Bobcats 4-3 thriller. They may have played 2. Yeah, they may have played 2 in there. Either way, game 2 of the series. Southeastern had the lead up until the late, very end. Bobcats tied it up in the 7th. In the 7th, on a single from Kylie Casanova and Maya Arkenbach. She went 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Bobcats score on a throwing error. Again, don't see this often from Southeastern. Throwing error win it in the 8th. Melody Viciano, complete game, 8 innings pitched, allowed just 2 earned runs. Southeastern did get one back. Hey, you remember Claire Seckinger? She can still pitch. She still knows how to pitch. Complete game shutout on that end. And then small ball, they push one across on the small ball, but yeah, 2 or 3. Shout out Claire. I mean, that's how Southeastern's going to win games. They're a small ball and hope their pitcher shuts you out. In 2 of the games, it didn't work out for them that way. They got them with Claire being Claire, and then playing great defense behind her. But I think Southeastern's walking away from this being like, yeah, if we just clean it up, probably take 2. I 100% agree. I think if they clean it up a little bit, they win the 2nd game, maybe. But St. Thomas pitched really well and did enough with the bats, and it's tough. I am surprised a little bit, but again, it's like I said, maybe like I shouldn't be this nonchalant about St. Thomas beating Southeastern like this. I think that says a lot right now.
Yeah, it does for sure because I'm still flabbergasted that it happened. Just because they've not always been the best, right? And I think that might have to do with why they are getting some of these wins, because teams aren't, they're taking them lightly, I feel like. And this might be the year the Sun Conference gets woken up by St. Thomas. So
a little bit. I think Coach JC is doing a phenomenal job down there, man. I really, really think he's going to be a guy kind of like we talked about with Coach Weeks at Montreat, that turnaround. This is a former baseball guy who's the assistant on a team that went to the World Series, was a game away from bringing a red banner to Miami Gardens, I think in like 2017 or something like that. Has now left baseball to go to softball, and he's a softball dude now and doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah. So after the series that we just discussed, outside of Coastal Georgia, obviously, is St. Thomas the best team in the Sun Conference?
Glad you said outside Coastal Georgia, because Coastal Georgia is the team to beat in this conference. There is no doubt about it. So I watched their game 3 against Ave Maria. Phenomenal. What's up with all the 6-5 games? There were a lot of 6-5 games this weekend, but 6-5 in game 3. Melanie Jones is phenomenal. Let me tell you, they got they're starting 5 freshmen right now, and Coastal Georgia is the best team in this conference. This team is going to be on a national title contending. They're going to be a national title contending team. They're going to be back to a top 10 team the way they were your senior year. You ever think about there's like a real possibility 2 years ago when we went and when Southeastern went to the World Series, that if Bryce Peacock never got hurt, if she never broke her ankle, remember they were like 30-3 before that.
Yeah, no, I think that really affected their season that year.
Yeah,
sure.
Like you ever think that there's a real chance we could have sent 3?
Yeah, yeah.
Because maybe then they're a 1 seed, or even still they're a 2 seed that doesn't go to Mobile that
we
year.
might not even beat them in the conference tournament if they have
That's
her.
true.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? Like that was a big thing. I remember that. Bad juju on us, but we were, thank God, because she is their team, or she was at least. Like she was a big part of that team.
Yeah, so. And player of the year last year, and I don't color me shocked if she does it again. But to answer your question, yeah, probably St. Thomas. Kaiser's really good. They just took 2 or 3 from Weber. By the way, shout out Jenna, complete game. Only gave up 2 unearned. Weber took game 1 of that series against Kaiser, but Kaiser bounced right back. Yeah. I tell you, that infield's as good as any infield in NAIA softball. I don't care what you say on the corners with Ashley and Tess, both with the bats and with the glove. And Tess is just mashing softballs right now. They're first baseman. And then up the middle, they're young, a lot of experience with Jen, and not experience, but a lot of talent and a lot of years that they're going to have there with Bridget, the FIU transfer, and the freshman at shortstop as well. They're going to be I think it's close with Kaiser and St. Thomas, but I would probably say it's Coastal, it's Kaiser / St. Thomas, and then it's Southeastern, which is.
Do you think Kaiser and St. Thomas is going to depend on the circle? Do you think that that's what it's looking like, or is it going to be more at the at-bats?
I think it's which Lizzie Small shows up.
Okay.
I think it's which Lizzie Small shows up for Kaiser is a big factor in it. Because there's sometimes where she looks great and sometimes not so much. And you know how stressful that can be, because especially when that's your biggest bat in the lineup. Yeah, that can be a little stressful. But it's the same thing for St. Thomas, because if Anna Toon isn't on, but I just think Anna Toon right now is maybe on just a
little bit more.
Yeah, she's a little bit more. I'll say that. Don't get me wrong, and as well as I do. You know Lizzie from her freshman year, and now she's a junior. I mean, when she gets going, it's something. But yeah, we'll see. Moving on, Carly. How about them Stillman Tigers? Once again, another quality win. This team them and Madonna, it's going to be interesting if only one team gets knocked out of the top 25, which we'll see. It's going to be tough between Stillman and Madonna because those resumes are very, very similar. If they only let one team in, they picked up another quality win against William Carey this weekend.
Yeah, they take game 1, 2-1. Lauren Haskins, who I believe has like 20 plus stolen bases already on the year, starts the game off with a bunt single. So Caitlin Madison goes to bunt her over. Lauren Haskins just takes off, gets all the way to third. Ivy Moreland scores her on the sac fly. William Carey ties things up in the third. Dee West hits an RBI double. Carly Davidson broke the tie in the bottom of the 6th inning with a single. And that was all she wrote for Stillman. Lexi McCray got the win in the circle, her 9th on the season. She allowed just 1 earned run off 3 hits and 3 walks. And I think, quote me if I'm wrong, but I think that was Stillman's second top 25 win.
Yeah, they beat Mobile. Yes, they beat Mobile.
Yeah.
I think that's it. But yeah, that's 2 top 25 wins. And then the only 2 losses are to William Carey and Mobile because they split. Tennessee Southern. Did you, Mimi? Did you play Stillman at all? Nothing. Okay, I wasn't sure. What did you play? Any like Southern States teams? Anything like that?
Here at Avila?
No. At Weber.
Weber. Honestly, I don't.
They all just blend. They all just blur. I get it. For sure. But yeah, look, going back to William Carey, Stillman Crusaders bounced back 3-1. Look, another great man. We got treated to some great softball this weekend.
We really did.
Yeah. Carly Kidder RBI in the first. Then William Carey scored again in the 5th as Kidder picks up her second RBI of the game with the single to right field, followed by a Susie Libert sacrifice fly. Brooke Tanner went 2 for 4 on the day. And then Kate Schroeder, 6 1/3, 1 earned run. Then Ryan Hornsby came in to get the save.
Question, is William Carey considered a Southern, like you said? Is that who you're talking about?
Well, yeah, they're Southern States. I know y'all. Come on, I know y'all play William Carey. Okay. I remember that. I was on the last street losing my mind.
All right. What about Cottey? Where's Cottey? They're not.
Aren't
Southern.
they like Missouri?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we played Cottey at Weber too. I couldn't remember though. All right.
Yeah, I think they make a trip down here.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cottey, they split with Central Methodist. This was on Wednesday. So I think the quick note, because I mean we're not going to go too much as it happened on Wednesday at this point, but we low key might need to start recording our weekend previews on Thursdays instead of Wednesdays. Because like this one we missed. We didn't miss. It's just we recorded and then it happened. You get what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that off air. Word on the street. Then Baker Wildcats saw the new polls and they didn't like them.
Yeah.
And all I know is we said this a couple weeks ago. What happens when this team has its pitching like it is or was last year, and they're producing runs at a higher and more efficient rate? They take down a very solid Cottey team, 3-0 and 4-0 that has an elite lineup. Carly.
Yeah.
Baker back? Question mark.
Baker back? They got a little 8-game win streak cooking?
They got a tough conference. They got a really tough. There's a lot of great teams in that conference.
Yeah.
I think they're right up there, third, fourth best. Do what?
They're heating up.
They're starting to heat up at the right time. You got to remember, it's a first-year coach. Is a hitting coach, and Tony Olson that came in a couple weeks before the season started. But they're starting to figure it out. Game 1, and I think another thing, think Kira Baker's going to maybe. I think there's a real possibility that Kira Baker, the postseason, is going to be better because she's not throwing as much, nursing her a little bit more. And we saw what happens against this Cottey lineup, which we talked about last episode. This is an elite Comets lineup. She got the ball game one, allowed just 4 hits, 10 strikeouts. Riley Phillips continues to have a tear. She's having a great stretch here, great season. Riley goes 2 for 3, 3 RBIs and a triple, now hitting 383. Savannah Bray. Look, the vets are doing their job. The vets are absolutely doing their job right now. 2 for 2 with the double, 2 runs. She's hitting 439. Not too bad. But I'm telling you, this is a team I think is starting to figure it out, figure identity. And hey, game 2, they got another pitcher that's looking pretty good, Carly.
Yeah, Brianna Barczak. She starts the game going 6 innings pitched, gave up just 5 hits, struck out 5. This one went into extras. Kira Baker came in the last 2 to finish it off. She got her second win of the day. Little shout out freshman Maddie Ball. She recorded 2 hits. A little bit limited ABs this year, but she's taken advantage. She's hitting 467. And then Riley Bell, perfect 3 for 3 on the day, hits a game-winning walk-off bomb to left field.
That's kind of sick. It's like, all right, hey, we just need to slap one through here, score one, it'll be a walk-off. Nah. Habooga!
Yeah. What's the fun in a walk-off single when you can just smoke a home run?
Easy. I tell you, look, the Heart of America is so tough this year. There's a clear number 1. CMU is the clear favorite. I think they're going to win the regular season. I think they're going to win the conference tournament, no doubt. 2, 3, 4. I think there's 3 teams there, maybe a 4th team in Mid-Am NAS that have legit shots to get into an opening round. I think 2 of those will be no doubt. Grandview, Baker, and Benedictine. 2 of those 3 are going to be no doubt. I think whoever's looking towards the end of the year, and it's like, oh crap, I don't know. I think there could be a little pressure on whoever that 4th team is. But I think a big part of it's going to be on Brianna Barczak, how she plays. Or I'm sorry, how she pitches, how she does in the circle, and then can the lineup consistently score? Look, 3-0, 4-0, that's cool, but how many times are you going to have Baker and Barczak doing that?
Yeah,
they need to score a little more. They still need to produce runs. If they continue to do that, this is going to be a scary team. I'm telling you, I feel like this is a team everybody wrote off way too early, way too early. We know what Kira's got, and again, if the line continues to improve, it's going to be scary. The problem is they're in one of the top 3 most competitive conferences in NAIA softball this year, so it's not like they get to mess around too much.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look at some midweek games. Start off with today, Tuesday. Got a couple of good crossroads games, starting off with Marion versus Goshen, Carly.
Yeah. I think first thing I noticed was the pitching. I think both of their main pitchers are very similar stats wise. So Marion's Olivia Stunkel, 1.59 ERA on the year. Her opponents are hitting 191 against her. And then Goshen's Cameron Barrows, 1.87 ERA with a 0.167 opponent batting average. So 2 very similar numbers. I think it's going to be a pitcher's duel for a little bit. But then when you look at the hitting for Marion, I mean, Savannah Harwager hitting 491, 18 RBIs, 13 of 13 on stolen bases. Abby Madeir, 458, leads the team in RBIs with 26. She's got more than a couple, 10 2-baggers under her belt. A couple more girls hitting over 400, and then a handful sitting around 350, 300. Very talented lineup over here. Little less of numbers for Goshen, but Bianca Diamond hitting 367. She's 12 of 13 on stolen bases. Shea Vinscoter, 333, 9 of 10 on stolen bases. And then Carissa Fillingame, Ella McLeod, both sitting around 300. Couple RBIs under the belt with 10 and 11. It's gonna be a good one. I'm excited to see how Marion's lineup can do against Barrows, and I mean, same goes for Goshen's against Stunkel.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good doubleheader. Remember, I got to see Goshen not that long ago down here at Space Coast. Gritty team. No, they got their work cut out for them. So kind of in my head over the last couple of weeks, there's been like I'll like have all right. Who are my teams gonna be playing the last weekend? Like my final four, pretty much. And team pretty consistently has been in there is going to be Marion. I am very high on this team. I think this is a year for Scott Fleming. He's going to be there. For those interested right now, my four are them: Oklahoma City, Central Methodist, and Our Lady of the Lake. That's my four right now. Again, that changes on a weekly basis, a daily basis sometimes, but so it's not like anything official, not anything we're publishing or anything, but that's I'm high on them, but they got to be careful. They've already had some close ones already in Crossroads play. Remember, Huntington was a team that I saw and talked very highly about not that long ago, and Marion had a close game with them. I think that they will have one close game with Goshen. I think it will be that Barrows game. Could see that being a low scoring 3-2, 4-2 kind of ball game. Be interesting with Olivia, who is just an electric pitcher with her wipe out changeup, a good curveball to go with it. It's late. Let's start rattling through these. Another good crossroads one on Tuesday. Mimi, Indiana Wesleyan. It takes on the Taylor Trojans.
Yeah, so for Indiana Wesleyan, we got Zoe Fallon, who's batting a 474. She's got 15 runs, 18 hits. She's only got one double, but I mean, she's 16 for 17 on the bases, so she's going to be deadly as well. We got Becca Wyatt, who's batting a 395 right now. She's 6 for 6 on the bases. Her on-base percentage is a 413. And then for their pitching, I'm assuming they're going to throw Alyssa Wagner. Her ERA is 2.25, so not the best, I would say, but she's 6-2 on the year with 6 complete games, so she has the endurance to go the distance. Just depends, I guess, if her team can back her up. So that's going to be a good game. And as for the Trojans, we got, let me see, trying to pull up their stats. It's not loading.
Their stats can be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So, their stats page.
Yeah, are they the ones that had the ad on their name?
Yeah.
No, I think I know that's Florida Memorial that has that.
All
Maybe
right, so someone when I was going through today had an ad on their thing, and I kept losing my spot.
So leading off for them, they got Aaliyah Raster, who's a senior outfielder, and she's got 6 doubles on the year. She's batting a 310. Slugging percentage is pretty good. It's 423. 7 walks. Looks like she's got a good eye. She's only got 6 strikeouts, so that's pretty good. Then we got, who's their second batter? Livy Lehman, who's a sophomore shortstop. Looking like it's loading. Sorry, everybody. She's got 20 runs, 25 hits, 11 doubles, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. On base percentage again, 474, batting average to 391. So overall, this is going to be a pretty good matchup, I think. Yeah, looking forward to seeing that. So
awesome, man. Another DH on Tuesday. This is actually the first of 2 doubleheaders that these 2 teams are about be on. Going back to my home state of Georgia. Reinhardt takes on Georgia Gwinnett. Carly, obviously GGC. They're looking for 2 big wins before conference. Not before conference, but they're looking for 2 big wins before the new ratings come out for Reinhardt. They're looking for 2 wins. Just want to keep them in the top 25, 100%, and get them boosted up a little bit.
Yeah. We talk a lot about this Georgia Gwinnett team, so I'm not going to go super in depth or anything. Annalise Jarvis, have to say her name. I think we kind of forgot about her there, talking about that pitcher of the year. She's got a .60 ERA, 131 strikeouts, has had just 4 walks on the year. Grizzlies are led by Chloe Goins, Lindsay Owen, Summer Hickson. Really good numbers that they're putting up right now. High 300s. Moving over to Reinhardt, they are led by Whitney Shepard. She's got 64 innings under her belt, 2.41 ERA. Having a pretty solid year. I'm excited to see how she matches up against this Georgia Gwinnett lineup. But their hitting's led by Alexis Teams. She's hitting a 426. Emily Lovis, who actually was the AAC Player of the Week, she is hitting a 453 on the year, 22 RBIs. So they've got a pretty talented lineup, and it's just going to be another good game.
I'm sorry, did you say Annalise only had 4 walks on the year?
5, but yeah.
Oh my God, that's insane. Okay, now let's just move on. I'm gonna get talking.
Funny enough, so how about this? So one of her 4 walks is Sarah Giles, and one of Sarah's 4 strikeouts is from Annalise.
That's wild,
dude.
And I was there for that. I was there for those 2 at bats, and when Sarah took a inside, I can't remember his fastball or screw, inside pitch, about 280 to left center. That game was epic. That one right there is still one of my favorite games that I've been to in person. There've been some good ones that I've been to, but that one, Jessup versus Georgia Gwinnett up in Columbus, a little chilly. It's a little chilly, but I was up in the press box a little bit. I got Florida blood now. It's thin. I got up in the press box. Man. That was a great one, 2-1. But moving on, Wednesday, St. Xavier, Indiana Tech. Indiana Tech's got a big week ahead, but it starts off with St. Xavier. That's going to be a real fun one.
Yeah, so St. Xavier has got Aubrey Warble, who's batting a 450. She's played all 18 games, 60 at-bats, 13 runs, 27 hits. She's batting a 484, it looks like. Yeah, 450. Batting a 450. Still solid. Yes, absolutely. And then they also have Alexis Reese, who's batting a 377. No stolen bases, but slugging percentage is a 509. As again, she's played all 18 games, 3 at-bats, 20 hits, which is pretty solid. And then for their pitching, they got Layla Summers, pretty low ERA. She's got a 1.52. She's 7-4 on the year with 9 complete games. She's got 3 shutouts and a save as well. So it looks like, Indiana Tech just has to be on, And then speaking of Indiana Tech, Marie Trubra, she's batting a 390. She is 17 for 17 on the bases, so she's a thief as well.
She's really good. I saw her, not to cut you off, my bad, but I saw her at Space Coast. I listened back to the episodes before I posted them, and I was listening back and just going through. I realized that I called Marie Molly when I was talking about some diving plays that she put. I put in the description. I was like, "Hey, that Mark, that's Marie." But Marie, she's phenomenal, hilarious too. But she plays great in the outfield, makes some great diving plays, and as you just mentioned, obviously hitting well and a thief on the bases. Anything else for Indiana Tech? St. X?
Yeah, we got number 20, Katie Odorbiak. Hope I'm saying that right. She's batting at 375. Like I said, she's played all the games, 11 runs, 18 hits. She's got 11 RBI, slugging percentage is a 490. And then we talk about Jamie Koenig for a minute. She was the player of the week, I'm pretty sure, last week for that conference. Wasn't she for the WAC?
Pitcher of the
week, yeah.
She did a perfect game.
Yeah. And then her ERA this year is only a 0.68. So, and she's 4-0.
They got a duo that's starting to look real scary up there. We obviously talk about Madonna's pitching, and for good reason. But we know what Savannah Bravo's got. Talked about her. Jamie Coney's not bad at all. Saw her really, really solid. One more on Thursday, decent little game. To send us start us off with some conference plays, AAC action. Truett McConnell against Tennessee Wesleyan on Thursday. Not a bad one.
Yeah. Starting off with Tennessee Wesleyan, Bailey Phillips leads the way in the circle. She's got a .56 ERA, 54 strikeouts, really solid arm there for them in the circle. Couple more girls with some pretty good innings under their belt. Looking at their lineup, sorry, my thing's being weird. They are led by Courtney Sneed. She is hitting a crazy 533, 10 RBIs for them. Taylor Penning hitting 405. She's got 10 RBIs. Bailey Phillips, 390, 16 RBIs. And then looking at Truett, they are led by Jenna O'Brien, who's hitting 452, who has 8 RBIs. Kendall Gibson, 16 RBIs, 322. And then looking at their pitching, Kendall Gibson, 54 innings under her belt. She's throwing a 438. Kylie Sanders, throwing very similar to her. So I think this is going to be a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else y'all want to talk about before we send the people on?
Good. I think yeah.
All right. Again, apologize to YouTube viewers. Know we had a little mix up there with my phone, my camera, everything. Don't have my laptop on me. Didn't realize that until about 20 minutes before we started recording. So apologize for that. For audio listeners, y'all probably like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It was good. We did all right. But yeah, great episode. Mimi, Carly, awesome stuff. Awesome job. Oh, I got a quick shout out. I got to give a quick shout out, Coach Gsac from Weber, the assistant coach for the Warriors. Hook me up. Check this out, Mimi.
That green is awesome. I begged her for so many years. Green warm-ups. Never got them. But that's hard.
I got them.
You got it.
Yes. Let's see. Tomorrow tomorrow. So Wednesday. YouTube episode with Madonna. Great stuff. With Coach Ron, Mason Schlout, and Alicia Gauthier. Great episode there coming up. And then we will be back for a weekend preview. A lot of great games we'll get into. We already kind of started talking about some of them up in the Pacific Northwest, but great games. We'll be back on podcast, full podcast audio and YouTube on Friday, but again on Wednesday, YouTube only with Madonna Crusaders. Top 25s coming out this week. Everybody, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of y'all's day.